Welcome to the top of the morning show. It's your girl TT from the D, and I want to thank you for stopping by and rising with us on this morning to enjoy this morning break. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning. I am predicting around the globe. Now, I only know that it's a little cold and windy for my liking. I have to say, I stand to be corrected. I just knew that it was going to rain yesterday during Halloween because, it's been doing that for the last couple of years. But I was surprised it did not rain. And so, okay, I'm like, let's go, Jesus. I was incorrect. I stand to be corrected. But it's another beautiful day in the land of the living. And I'm very aware that there are several other podcast platforms you could have tuned into this morning, but you chose to tune in with TT from the D, and I'm super excited. Not going to hold you long this morning. It's a beautiful day. I don't want you to get to it. Today's hot topic is going to be centered around some good conversation I've been having with different people. So much so, I said, if I'm having this conversation with several different people, and these people don't know each other, I think it's only fair to do a whole show on it. So I'm not going to hold you long, but I do want to address it. And a lot of us are getting into the healthier way of living, the conscious way of living, things of that nature. And so I would ask you this. This is rhetorical because, of course, if you answer it back, I won't be able to hear you. But do you know there are benefits to using castor oil? Castor oil. Now, let me tell you this. When I was a child, my mother used to give us castor oil. And I really don't remember why. It was just back in the day when your parents used to give you Robitussin. Robitussin was for everything. It's just like older folks used Bengay. That was the heal all, relieve all aches and pain. Bengay was the way to go. Pepto-Bismol is a staple, right? So this morning, we're going to talk about 4 benefits and uses of castor oil. Now, you might want to get your little pen, paper, crayon, little marker, little something, so you can write down your information. And, so a lot of this data, you probably like, I already know that, TT. Okay, great. But for those that don't know, this is for them. Now, castor oil is popular. Okay, like I said, I'm a 70s baby, and my mom gave it to me and my siblings when I was younger. It's a natural treatment for constipation, skin ailments. A lot of people are saying that, right? Castor oil is a multi-purpose vegetable oil that people have used for what looks like thousands of years, right? And it's made by extracting oil from the seeds, right? From the Ricinisis, I think it is, communis plant. And that's Ricinus. I could be pronouncing it wrong. You know how I get. But these seeds, which are known as the castor oil bean, contain toxic enzymes called ricin. However, the heating process is just like anything else that you use and that it undergoes. It deactivates the ricin, allowing the oil to be used safely. It's just like cooking meat. You got to cook that thing all the way through. So for those of you that are like, yeah, I basically want it raw, you go right ahead and get all the stuff that comes along with it. We shouldn't be really eating meat anyway. And I'm a meat eater, and I'm trying to really get away from it because I know it's not really healthy. Then when I watch some of these slaughter videos, it really be bothering me. So I think I'm going to eventually end up being a pescatarian or vegetarian. Back to the story. Castor oil has a number of medicinal and pharmaceutical uses. We use it in food, like an additive. I don't know which foods, but in medications, skincare products. I know I was using a Dr. Bonner's peppermint type of oil thing, and I remember reading it had castor oil in it. And I'm like, right? And they said in ancient Egypt, people burn castor oil as fuel in lamps. So I'm like, is that the same one we put in our skin, on our body? Like, what? But they said they also used it to treat ailments like eye irritation, and even look at it to stimulate labor and pregnancy. And I'm thinking, like, for real? Like, that part I didn't know. I was so shocked. But listen, number 1 on the list is it's a powerful laxative. Now, it supposedly is a natural laxative. And it's been approved by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. as a stimulative laxative, right? It allegedly acts rapidly and commonly used to relieve temporary constipation or to clean out the bowels before medical procedures. So I'm assuming that they use this method in hospitals, doctor offices, things like that. And generally, how it works is when you consume castor oil by mouth, it's broken down into the small intestines, releasing that rinsin acid, right? Which is the main fatty acid, according to research. For example, in a study in 2011, they found that when older adults took castor oil, they experienced decreased symptoms of constipation, including less straining during bowel movements and lower reported feelings of incomplete bowel movements. I'm like, okay. Now, while castor oil is considered safe in small doses, large amounts can cause abdominal pain, cramping, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, things of that nature. That's what they say. I'm like, it's not what we deal with on a daily basis, right? But when we start looking at different ways, we always trying to move towards the natural healing. I still would consult your doctor or your physician. Now, I will say this, I won't name the hospital or the organization, but there's a particular hospital, they frown on natural remedies. And I don't know if they just stall in the market or they get a cut on these pharmaceutical companies, I'm not sure. But a lot of times I remember speaking to doctors in this particular organization and they're frowning against things that are natural. I'm like, what? Yeah. Number 2, it's a natural moisturizer. Now, you can go to the beauty supply store and you'll see castor oil in little bottles and things like that, and we use it as skincare, but it's mixed in, let's be clear, with other moisturizers, okay? And I believe that castor oil is thick, so people often mix it with like almond oil, olive oil, coconut oil. So when you go and you look, like I said, in the beauty supply store, you'll see those type of oils over by hair care products, and you will see that. And I often see castor oil as an ingredient, right? And people use it, right? They dilute it with other oils too, outside of the coconut, almond oil, olive oil. Some people use jojoba oil. I know I'm one of those people. And I guess to each his own. Everybody's skin is different. So if you got sensitive skin, you might want to investigate, look into it a little deeper. Number 3, many promote and say that it promotes wound healing, like burns, diabetic ulcers, pressure ulcers, surgical wounds. I cannot tell you if that's true or not. That's what they said. I don't know. Now, you go and do your own research once again. That part, I don't know. I don't have any references, but they're saying that. And it helps reduce odors that protects the wound and creates moist and all that stuff. Again, it has a lot to do with that rinsing acid, right? And I'm like, it's supposed to help skin inflammation. I'm like, now, sometimes I get skin inflammation from lupus, and I'm like, I'm interested in that. So I'm always looking into things that are natural and healthy. I'm always looking. I'm always listening. So I have to test it out because I don't want to be a case study dummy, but I don't mind testing things out little by little. And keep in mind that castor oil is a topical. It's topical wound treatment, right? And it has a lot of ingredients. So you should not apply castor oil to any wound without checking with a healthcare professional, as I said earlier. I don't want you to go to your doctor and say, TT from the D said, no, TT from the D told you to check with your physician in your healthcare facility, okay? Number 4, the last one. It is supposed to be helpful to clean and store your dentures. Now listen, I'm not at that stage of the game in life where I need dentures. Hey, shout out to all the people that wear dentures. Hey, if that's what you need, that's what you need. If that's what you got, that's what you got. To each his own. But if you don't, if you do, hey, if you do wear dentures, it's all good. If you, not in that game, like I'm not in that game yet, again, it's all good because What do we know? What do we know? We still got our teeth. But look into it. I know my mom openly will tell you, I got my partials. She wear partials. So I'm like, I want to ask my mama, like, Mama, do you? But see, I'm scared to tell my mama this because my mama one of those, she think, well, if I don't add that, it's going to be extra better. And I know that's not proper English. I know. So don't do it. Don't say nothing, y'all. I'm just fooling around this morning. But no, she'll feel like, oh, I'm going to get a double dose of it being great. Like, no, Mom, I need you to mix it. And she'll tell me, yeah, I mixed it. Yeah. Then I find out she ain't mixed it. Like, what? So I would feel at fault. So I got to be really, really careful when I try to tell her about that. So I'm going to look into that. And I would advise y'all to look into any of those things that folks are saying are healthy for us, because we don't know until we try it. I get it. If it's not tested, try to improve. Like, your grandma used it, your great grandma used it. It's an old remedy. You know how we have all these concoctions. You hear people saying, yeah, go ahead and put a thing of onion in a cut up sock and then put it inside your underclothes, safety pin it. You'll be looking like, what? Put a bag of dimes, wrap it in it. You be like, oh, okay. But hey, when the older people say shit like that, I actually will try some stuff, because I'm like, they know. They've been around the block a couple times. They have been the block a couple times, so they might have a little something on us. But that's all I got for y'all this morning. I love to give little tips, and I'm like, hey, if we got anything that's going to help make us better, let's get it. So that's all I got for you this morning on this Wind It Down Wednesday. Some people might say it's Hump Day Wednesday. It could be, but I'm choosing it to just be a winding it down, heading into the weekend. Mother Nature is all on my back this morning, and I'm like, what in a lifetime special? But I'm going to keep it moving. So until the next time we talk, it's your girl TT from the D, and I'll see you soon.